Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to talk about how the narcissist does not care until it happens to them. It's happened to them and they know it'll happen again. What makes the narcissist different from other people is that they don't heal or learn. When someone exposes them or makes them look within for their wrongdoing, they don't feel like they did anything wrong. They'll apologize if they have to, but it's going one ear out the other. See, the narcissist is so diabolical that when you figure them out, they don't want to be around you because they're used to going from person to person once they get exposed. So this is, them repeating the same thing, the same sob story, but with someone new. They befriend that person. When they turn on that person, they have a backup supply. This is why they like having a lot of friends. They like having a lot of people. And this is why, you'll see that the narcissist will move on from supply to supply because they don't like it when it happens to them, but they're also not going down without a fight. This is why they'll chase after people who reject them, and you're wondering why. A lot of times they're love bombing you only to get back at that other person time and time again. So they hoover you and sometimes they disappear after the love bomb. Not because they're sad, not because they're angry about, getting caught, but because they have to start all over. Supply is still supply to them. So this is why they'll come back crying, not because they want you, but because now they're trying to rebuild. This is why, when you're trying to even reverse the hoover, they know what you're feeling and what you're going through. And they feel like they got one over on you. Because in the narcissist's mind, it's a matter of time that you do it to them. This is why a lot of times when they feel like they got away and bad luck comes to them, they come back. What a lot of narcissists have accepted is the storyline that they keep repeating. They've made themselves comfortable with that storyline. They've numbed themselves from feeling anything. And anytime they feel something, they really feel like this time it's going to be different. I know I have a price to pay, but it just might happen in my favor. So to them, there's no need to change. They feel like, even though there was a price to pay, they did everything that they wanted to do. They did everything the way they wanted to do it. And a lot of times that's what hurts the empath, because that someone intentionally seeked out to hurt you and destroy you. What hurts the empath the most is that, someone came to you almost like you owe them something, devaluing you, discarding you, calling you names, putting their hands on you, destroying your things. Anything bad that they've ever done to you, this person could spit on you, could cheat on you, laugh at you, embarrass you in front of others, in front of people. They can do all these things to you, right? But if you do it to them, they're not going for it. A lot of times they're not going for it because someone else has done these things to them. And this is the misconception that a lot of empaths have when it comes to the narcissist. You're trying to find that good person in them because it's there, but they took advantage of you because of your kindness, right? A lot of times the empath is the type of person that people discard, or they use you to talk to you, to have company, or to support them in their ventures, or sometimes they just kind of disappear slowly and you kind of don't think too much into it because you're living your life and that these people are, people around you might be living their life as well. But you don't realize that when it comes to narcissists, if you're out of sight, you're out of mind. They don't know you, and you don't know them. That's how they see it. To the narcissist, when they don't talk to you, they feel like you discovered things about them. Even if you didn't, they feel like you could have found out something that they did to you. That's why they'll joke around with you. They'll sit here and be like, oh, what are you trying to do? You're trying to poison me? This is why sometimes people won't reach, out to you anymore, because they knew they had bad intentions behind your friendship. Because to them, it's like, my ego has been broken down many times before you. And that's why I was able to get what I want. It's not my fault you learned late. To them, it's like, if you learned late, then I have an advantage over you. I'm better than you. The narcissist expects you to forgive them right away, but they won't forgive you. They'll hold stuff over you for a long time. See, the narcissist, they decided, hey, I tried being nice. It didn't work out. I mean, and then it works out. But if I mean all the time, I get left. So I have to do good sometimes. See, the narcissist, they're like a wild beast roaming around looking for a new prey. Looking to devour someone new. Looking to destroy. When the narcissist sees kindness, to them it's like, that's weakness. They feel like everyone else is wearing a mask. So what makes them worse? At least, that's how they view it, and that's how they view your kindness. Because they feel like one day you're going to hate me. One day you're going to see what I really am. And you're going to see it in other people. This is why when you get to a point in your life as an empath where there's balance in your life, you're starting to take up for yourself, they know you're going to expect certain things. So they fool you into believing that it's going to be easy to give it to someone new. And that way, they can destroy you in the process, because the narcissist even hates the fact that they're creating happiness for you. They'll make it seem like no one did it for them, and it'll push you to do more for them, and it's all a con. When I realized and studied the narcissist in my life, I finally realized that everything they said, it was the opposite of that. And that's when they kind of lit up and was like, oh, now you get it. Because to the narcissist, it's all about the power that they're getting over people, deceiving people, lying to people. It's the power. So when they get exposed, they are the victim, and, they can't handle it alone. See, the empath has to go through cycles where you're just alone. You're trying to understand yourself. You're seeing the good and bad. You're accepting accountability for your actions. You're trying to change those things. You understand your triggers, and you know what it is that you have to work on. Unlike the narcissist, that they just hop from one person to another. The narcissist can't handle it alone. So to them, it's like, I'm going to learn the lesson, but through someone else, through my friend, through my family, through other people. So this is what the empath struggles with, because you won't have people on your side, or people won't be empathetic towards you. And you're wondering, why does the narcissist always seem to have people around them? They're always calling people over, people are showing up for them. And that's because they're always pretending they care about those people and playing the victim. The narcissist intentionally builds friendships based off of traumas, based off of everyday problems. This is why they can't connect to you when great things are happening. They're not used to that energy. And this is why they feel entitled, to your blessings, because they feed off of other people's problems. So, when those people, bless the narcissist basically was already expecting it. This is why they love bomb you too, because it tricks you to believe that they're blessing you for being good to them. They secretly are plotting on you, but when good things are happening your way, even though a part of them is basically saying, hey, you shouldn't care what good things are happening to this person, because at the end of the day, you're just using them. So a light switch comes on, and it's like, give me all you have. This is a stick up, you know? In their mind, if you do something nice for them, they're like, you should have just gave me the money. So sometimes you're actually forced to discard yourself, and then they'll come back around like they didn't do anything. I've had the narcissist, make me pick out engagement rings, gave me different styles, told me which one I want, they'll do these things. They'll give you fake rings. They'll give you real rings. They'll give you real rings that they got from their last supply that they asked to marry. And then they'll do the same game. And, they do these things. And you're living in a world where you don't know people do stuff like this. You don't know the extremes that a narcissist will go through. See, they'll send you flowers, they'll send you gifts to your job. They'll do all these things like you're in a movie, right? Because in their mind, when you're an empath and you don't really know what's going on, they want to present everything in a very fairy tale way. And they know that those are the things that you're going to hold on to. So they prey on that. They prey on that because they've been there before. They know what it's like to give to others and then they don't appreciate it. And they decided a long time ago, if you're dealing with a narcissistic man and you're dealing in a world where men are told you have to be strong, or if the father's not in the house, you're the man of the house, and it's all this pressure, that pressure you feel when you're going to the next level, that pressure you feel when there's expectations that you need to meet, that fear of not being good enough, that fear of maybe I'm not, I don't have the help that other people have. All these fears that the narcissist, someone put into them. They're dumping all that weight on your shoulders. You're basically picking this person up on your back, and they're telling you, you're not doing anything. I know you're picking me up on your back. I know that you're taking your time. You're talking to me, even though you're struggling. To the narcissist, they were a dead man walking. Someone left them in the middle of the desert, and here you came carrying them, and they're telling you that your words, your friendship, who you are as a woman even, doesn't mean you don't have value. So the narcissist, they can't take being alone. They can't take facing their fears. They can't take all these things. And while you're coaching them, while you're encouraging them, while you're giving them empathy, love, respect, all these things, they are saying that it means nothing to them, yet they're evolving. They're getting better jobs. They're building better relationships and connections, but they say that it doesn't mean anything. They tell you if it wasn't you, it would have been someone else. But yet, if you had no value, why would they even be with you for so long? Most supplies that they were coming across didn't have what you had inside of you to keep them going. So sometimes, you take these people back, they sometimes even make promises to themselves that they know they're not going to keep. They know what their mission was. So when things start to happen the way they want it to happen, they don't even think twice. They feel like they found the golden ticket. Like Charlie in the chocolate factory. They think they found the golden ticket. They're out of there. Never coming to this dump again, right? So they evolve through the supplies that they've been with. What I feel is hurtful to the empath is that the trail of people that the narcissist leaves behind sometimes doesn't move on. So while the narcissist is learning and growing, and then they come to the realization and that they somehow have to take accountability, because that's why people see through them, because they never want to take accountability. That's the main thing, right? They go from one person feeling sorry for them to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and then they just play you, you know? And they just play you, or they get something out of it. They're not doing stuff just to do it. They can say they are, but that's not the reality. They can tell you they change. Yeah, they change the way they come at you because it's not working out for them. But it doesn't mean they feel otherwise. That's why certain narcissists can look you in the face in front of your boss and say, I don't have a problem with them. We can let this go. And, if you ever need help, I'm here to help you. I think you got the wrong perception of me. They'll sit there and talk to you nice. They'll sit there and say, I wasn't even looking at you. Whole time flicking you off, looking right dead at you. They can say things and underneath they feel something else. So a lot of times they tell you what you want to hear. They'll take accountability because they get around flying monkeys. They get around family, and people, eventually certain people don't even feel sorry for them, right? Because they see how they treat people. They've seen it with their own eyes. And the narcissist will lie to them, and these people will know they're lying. Their family knows they're lying. And they're just looking at them like, dang, when are they going to get tired of lying? Like, we know you're lying. We know you more than anyone. And they'll just keep lying. And it's not just with family, it could be with friends. They gaslight their friends. Your friend left something in, the narcissist's car. The narcissist steals it. The narcissist denies even seeing it. I don't know. A lot of people were back there. I don't know who did it. And they always have people as a backup, not just in relationships, but in just friendship, society. They have backup everything. It's always a backup plan. And a lot of times the empath never had a backup plan. It was me and you forever, right? The empath makes a plan, and there's never a plan B or C. It's just, this is what's going to happen. So this is why, the narcissist can't handle when it happens to them, because, see, as an empath, they will put you in isolation, and people will view you as if you're the narcissist, but you're not jumping from person to person. You're not expecting people to feel sorry for you. You might want to warn people, but eventually that gets old and you're like, wait, I can't help anyone because no one could help me, really, right? So you have to deal with it on your own, and you almost kind of can't stand the narcissist because they might go through problems, they might get their karma, but they're not handling their karma alone. So this video is basically letting you know that eventually there is going to come a point in time where they have to handle things alone. Sometimes when they're handling things alone, they realize the deal that they made with the devil, and then they're like, okay, I gotta go live the life that I thought I was going to be happy about living, but I don't really have a choice now. I can't really go back because I'm playing with my cards, and I know I'm not going to win. I'm dealing with my last hand, and I'm broke, So that's what I mean with they can't handle it when it happens to them, and that's why you'll see them go back and be with people they don't really want to be with. And I don't know if if you understand the kind of hate that you can have towards someone like a narcissist, someone who's done you wrong, where sometimes, it might be someone you don't love, right? See, when you love someone and you hate them and have this love and hate for them, it's like, I hate you, but then I'm risking giving you love because you might do something back to me, because I don't really trust that you love me, because you hate me one minute, love me the next, right? That's what's keeping you weak, because you might give that person love and then they shoot you because they hate you, right? So when someone tries to hurt you and there's no love there, it's a different type of hate compared to someone that you love. It's a little bit more sinister than that, to the point where you're just bothered by listening to that person. You're bothered by looking at them. Everything about them makes you sick. The thought of them makes you sick to your stomach. You don't want to think about them. You don't want to be in their presence. It could be someone you love and hate, or it could be someone that there's no love, you just hate. And those feelings are very dangerous, right? Imagine that the people that hurt you end up with hurtful people just like them. And they're both playing victims, they're both playing different sides, but they're bound together now. And they're thinking about all the good people they've wronged, all the people they passed up. And yeah, they're grateful. They got the house, the cars, but they hate each other. And if you know what hate is, imagine the narcissist or the person dealing with the narcissist hating them. And every time that person does something that grinds their gear, they feel like just hurting that person, but they're holding it in because these are the cards they had and that they dealt with, and they have to live with it, So I've seen it. It happens time and time again. And you think they got away with it, and they're trying to show off with pictures and matching outfits, matching this, that. You don't really know these people, and you don't know the anger that brews inside of the narcissist, So if these people are gone away, they did you a favor, they made you stronger, they made you wiser, and they made you love yourself more and give yourself a chance and an opportunity, to actually just put you first and focus on you and being okay with dealing with things on your own, because that's something the narcissist is incapable of doing. And when they're forced into that situation, that's when they're vulnerable. That's when they're nice. That's when they're empaths again. And you forgive them, you'll see how quickly they go back to acting like, everything just went back to normal. Because they can't take it when it happens to them. When it happens to them, and they didn't have a backup plan, all hell breaks loose. They're ready to kill you because of it. They're knocking at your window. They're breaking into your house. They're breaking into your car. They're leaving notes everywhere. All hell breaks loose. All hell breaks loose. Because they need things to go their way. Because they can't take it when it doesn't go their way. And when it does go their way, they're laughing at you. They're clowning, laughing at you. These are very selfish people. And then they get to a point where some of them are even like, I'm just going to be alone. You know, they try to act like empaths. Oh, I'm just be alone. So I don't hurt anyone. Right? So I don't hurt anyone. But they're lying. They're still playing games. They get with someone that they plant seeds, makes that person believe that they're into the same thing they're into. Oh, you know, they slowly brainwash that person. You know, I'm not looking to get married again, but I'll be really good to you because I've been hurt. I've had my share of issues, but you know, I'll be a really good friend to you. You know, if something happens, it happens. But for the most part, I'll tell you now, I'm not getting married, but everything else, I'm willing to give you that. You know, I'm not doing that again. You know, all of them, they'll say a lot of different things, but they're just going to use different tactics, especially if they're getting older and they can't do the same things they once did. So they always have secrets up their sleeve, and you know, they can't stand handling things on their own. They'll even go to, to the strip club just to talk to strippers. They'll go to, hookers on the street, pay them just to talk to them. They can't stand going through things alone. I'm telling you. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, don't forget to like, share, comment, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.